I stand firmly in the fact that I'm one of the best to ever do this. For the culture, for my coast, and for my city. This is the Best Rapper in LA podcast. And I am your host, Murs. What up, though? 69, dudes.
69, dudes!
Shout out to everybody who got that. San Dimas High School football rules.
San Dimas High School football rules!
Bill and Ted definitely had an impact. I think one of my hugest influences, or my biggest influence from a group that's not a group, like felt like your favorite group that wasn't even a group to start, is the Wild Stallions.
Wild Stallions!
I just want to make music that everybody loves. Like, you know what I mean? What was it that Rufus said? Be excellent to each other.
Be excellent to each other.
That's it, man. I want to make music that inspires people to be excellent to each other. And if we can do that, and I think that's what I've been trying to do. Maybe kept me from being a gangster rapper all these years, is Bill and Ted trying to be excellent to each other. First song to finish this off is Coast Cinderella, which is the least streamed song on this album, but probably one of the songs I'm most proud of. Because my goddaughter, or my niece, however she identifies, not my brother's daughter, but my homie's daughter that passed away that I try to show love to. She was born, her mom is a hip-hop head. Her dad was a hip-hop head. So she was raised on hip-hop. Like real underground hip hop, being dragged to all my shows and everything. So they listen to everything I do. They don't tell me sometimes, probably because they think it's trash. But she really liked this song when she was a little girl, and that meant the world to me. So if y'all don't like it, I don't think it's the best song on the record by far. If you want to go by like quality, like from an objective state of view, my point of view, it's probably the worst song on the record. Which I'm going to say it again for myself. And so like so many other artists, like at a certain level, I think you're pretty much incapable of making a bad song. It's not bad, but it's not the best. But Knife, I could tell he made me do one take. There's little slip-ups here and there. And I'm kind of ahead of the beat. But it's kind of like Shakespeare on the Low, which I do later. Like no one really cares. But for me, it's like being able to spin the West Coast, the Cinderella story into like a hood version. I think it might be even better as a children's book if I could find someone to illustrate it. It might be a little too graphic for children, though. Comas and selling weed and wick and shit like that. But yeah, I feel like that's E. Jones on the hook. Could be Kenobi, I'm not sure. And there's an animated video for it if you want to search the internet. I think I'd probably pay for that just because my goddaughter said that was her favorite song. And she always asked me to perform it, and I don't think anyone wants that. But one of those things where it just took that, and I love it. And I'm glad I put it out. So as we were talking last week about songs I might cut from my album, I'm glad I didn't cut it, because no matter who thinks that's whack, like at this point I've proven I can rap. So if I can make a song for one person that's special to me, and it goes on the album, great.
Now let me tell you about this girl I know. Pretty little something with a heart of gold. Her name was Cindy, she was destined for great things. I'll start the story off when she was about 18. She lived in this little house off of Arlington, right at the bottom of the hill where the Harlems is. 3 roommates that gave her hell. Well, they were sisters, but you really couldn't tell, cause they would yell at her, they would clown her. Nothing good to say whenever they around her. They sat around all day and did nothing. Had 2 jobs, getting pregnant and fucking. Welfare queens who thought they were slick. They thought they had it made living off of the wick. They were just so mean, made her work double shifts at the Krispy Kreme. So fed up, she wanted to kick and scream, but she held it all in like Listerine, and it burned like so much venom in her mouth. But if she spoke up, they would probably kick her out. See, they had the same daddy, she had a different one. Mama was a victim of that old hit and run. Treated them like gold, treated her like whatever. But Cindy kept hoping that things would get better. Prayed every day for a miracle to come. It's amazing how beautiful her spirit had become. She didn't blend in and give in to the whackness. Stayed positive, and that's what made her attractive. And that attracted a man she deserved. Handsome little devil with a heart like hers. He wasn't rich or driving a Bentley. It seemed like things were looking up for Cindy. I know you feeling like the world is against you. Hurt so deep you don't wanna continue. You're feeling lonely, no one to defend you. Hold your head high, baby, I believe in you.
That is West Coast Cinderella. Not much to say about that one. Ghetto sci-fi, ghetto fairy tales. It probably also comes from the Little Boys and Girls, Gangsta's Fairy Tale. I think that's what it's called. On not Gangsta, yeah, Gangsta's Fairy Tale on America's Most Wanted.
Yo, Ice Cube, man.
What's up, man? What's up?
Ice Cube, man. Why you always kicking the shit about the bitches and the niggas? Why don't you kick some shit about the kids, man? The fucking kids.
Word. Little boys and girls, they all love me. Come sit on the lap of ICE, and let me tell you a story or two about a punk-ass nigga I knew named Jack. He wasn't that nimble, wasn't that quick. Jumped over the candlestick and burnt his dick. Ran up the street cause he was piping hot. Met a bitch named Jill on the bus stop. Dropped a line or two and he had the hoe. At that type of shit, he's a pro. So Jack and Jill ran up the hill to catch a little nap.
So you're trying to do ghetto fairy tale, ghetto sci-fi, like ghetto mysteries, like we get into Diana on Love and Rockets 2.
And now our feature presentation.
Beauty straight from the Greek Isles. Forgive me cause I'm dreaming and it's seeming like a freestyle. Tall Amazon, people follow her with cameras on. I for one will worship any ground that she's standing on. Diana, she haunt my dreams like a phantom. Dirty girl, met her twirling on a pole in Atlanta. Before I even got to know her, fantasies of what she looked like, pushing a stroller. I asked her to come over, I was sipping gin and soda. Made a move like Miles Morales, put my hand up on her shoulder. Hey.
Hello.
And there's no story on this new final album, which sucks to me. I tried, but everything got vetoed. My career started on a story, which was Red Dots. First solo song I ever wrote was a story. I was hoping to get one good story out of that, but me and Belief have never done a good story song, or Jesse Shatkin, however he's calling himself these days. Moving on to Live from Roscoe's.
Los Angeles, you dig? We just keeping it real fly. Welcome to the house, man. Hey, what's up? Look, hey, it's just another sunny day. I'm just posted in the sun and shade. Walked in the homie's house, got blazed. How does it feel to really have it made? When it's wintertime, it's still summertime. Let me rewind and take you back to 89. Eminem's up in Inglewood. When a nigga barely left the hood, we didn't two-step, we just walked. We just posted in the park after dark. It's just me and the fellas. Just got off the freeway passing Centinela. Now, let's go to 95. I was gliding from the ground to the sky. If you could only be there and see it through my eyes. We was crispy and might knock niggas the fuck out like Jack Dempsey when we tipsy. Now on to 2009. Revised, reprised, reinvented, octopus, squeeze the 9, cause I got to get all mine. I got a portrait of a Porsche, 2 feet from my driveway in my porch. Can you imagine just falling, shot calling, all in, waking up to a mountain in the back? About 55 stacks, hitting underneath my mat. And I can tell you, cause if you come on my premises, I'ma show you how I flambe all my nemesis. Fricassee, fry, cook, charcoal, and crisp. Provide everyone that intervene and miss. The warning signs on the front of my fence. Beware dog, and I ain't talking about a pit, I'm talking about that co-contra chrome stash hall. I spit toxic, effective like ninjutsu and kickboxing. Fuck talking, I'm sparking, I'm heartless unless you one of my folks or else get choked. I turn it easy on you niggas, somebody smoked. Don't fuck around with a real nigga, low.
Kurupt was in the studio. I was like, let's do it. He knocked out Fornever so quick. It was like, fuck, all right. And my mom, once again, with the format for the album, tell him what you're going to tell him, and then tell him what you told him. As she used to tell me when I did my homework and school essays. And it was a good full circle moment, kind of us expanding upon the vibes in the intro. Just real West Coast day-to-day vibes. And Kurupt's verse is all about the stories he was telling me all day. We had to go pick him up somewhere way out. And then when we pulled up the studio, oh man, like me and Snoop Cuz, we used to be over here and blah, blah, and M&M's and blah, it's at the park off Cinderella and blah, blah, blah. It was dope to see him. And I do that a lot in the studio too. And people are like, wow, I wanted the album with Daily Bread. Like me and the homie were talking about wrestling and everything. And then I just put it all in the verse the next day when I came back to the studio. And Ninth has seen me do it. And so it's good to know when Kurupt did it, somebody else does that too. And it's just, I got to feel the vibes that people feel when I do it. It was dope. I was like, oh, he was just talking about this. Oh, he just put in this dope ass verse. And it's just Kurupt. So he's like, just rap. He just started rapping. And I feel like Ninth was said, let's name it live from Roscoe's. And it was, we had started, we took him to Earl's, took him to Roscoe's on Pico. If you come to LA and you're not from LA, you're not with somebody from LA that's from the neighborhood that Roscoe's is in, go to the Hollywood Roscoe's on Sunset and Gower. If you want to be around near the hood, I would suggest maybe the new Inglewood location. There's also one in Orange County. I think that's pretty good. Like, those are the ones. There's one by Disneyland. There's one in Hollywood. And if you really feel like you want to be hood adjacent, I go there because I'm a LA kid. I'm a LA baby. Like, I've been around, But if you're an out-of-towner, and if you're a regular out-of-towner, you could basically go anywhere. But even then, I would just suggest, because you might just be getting in the crossfire of some other shit. But I would say head over to, and if you go during the day, yeah, it's another thing. But I'd say just stick to Orange County and Hollywood, maybe Inglewood, because right by the 405 on the way to the airport by Randy's Donuts. It's, on the way to SoFi and the Forum now. So I think it's close to the Inglewood Police Department, where your boy spent the night in jail once again for pissing in public. So it's heavily patrolled. I know that, at least even since back in 99. We just saw Piece by Piece, and the night I got locked up, I think we talked about here, that I think as night was someone that introduced me to Pharrell. And he would, before it was Pharrell, he was just like, my homie does an A&R for somewhere. I forget. I think for Electra was like, Murs, I want you to meet. And I was like, I already knew. I was like, oh shit, the dude who did Clips, The Funeral. Oh shit. I was like, your shit is dope. I think it was him and Chad. I was like, oh shit. Like, y'all in Neptune was like, this shit is fucking amazing. Like, I have that 12-inch. What happened to the Clips? Like, I'm rap nerded out. Because I bought The Funeral on vinyl and I like that instrumental. Anyway, Inglewood, Roscoe.
I ride by the Pico, Roscoe, street full of potholes, about to get something to eat if they not closed. Selling incense and bootlegs out front, old pimp nigga with the toupee is on one. He going off about a bitch that he lost, charge it to the game, it's a shame what it costs. I walk in and they already know me, dude at the counter from the hood, he the homie. Keep the menu, I won't even front, just show me to my seat cause I know what I want. I started off with Elise's Delight, all this grease from the feast, I just might need a Sprite. All eyes on me and they staring at my hair, is that dude from MTV over there? Yeah, but I grew up on this side, so you need to quit staring, bitch, this ain't a sideshow. And if she don't quit talking shit, hold up, hear my waitress, so I order up some grits, which is my favorite dish, with some red beans and rice, cause I'm hungry as shit. A couple waffles and smothered potatoes, finally off tour, feels great to be home. Picked up my phone cause this chick just texted me, ain't 5 minutes and the food's all ready. I feel like I ain't ate in weeks, attack the food like the plate got beef. but know me, cause I'm still on my veggie shit. Finished all my food, now I'm ready to dip. I stroll out into the California moonlight. I can see the stars in LA, that's a cool night. I hear shots in the distance, the little homies tripping, that's that mid-city living. They got that heavy artillery, but on the real, all this gang shit is killing me. Chaos, calamity, extreme insanities, communities collapse, destruction of families. I'm from a whole nother planet, see, guess that's why these rap niggas ain't understanding me. I'm from the hood with a couple dead homies. You tripping off this rap shit, you really don't know me.
My verse, I'm rapping about the Pico Roscoe street full of potholes, about to give me something to eat if they not close. Try to like get the goody mob cadence. He having hot chicken, macaroni and cheese, and collard green too big for my jeans. From Steve under the lid that's on the pot. Have I had a lot when I think what? Why not? Fast food got me feeling sick. These crackers think they slick for making this bullshit affordable.
What's up from the drama?
He been helping the fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, and collard greens too big for my jeans. Smoke steams from under the lid that's on the pot. Ain't never had a lot, but thankful for the little that I got. Why not me? Fast food got me feeling sick. Them crackers think they slick by trying to make this bullshit affordable. I thank the Lord that my voice was recordable.
Not to CeeLo, one of the greatest rappers of all time. And then Fish, which is my favorite dish. Let's do a little Rakim.
Me and Eric being a nice big plate of fish, which is my favorite dish, but without no money it's still a wish. Cause I don't like to dream about getting paid, so I dig into the books of the rhymes that I made. So now to test to see if I got pulled, hit the studio, cause I'm paid in full.
Hakim, check this out. Yo, you go to your girl house and I go to mine.
So paying homage to that. Yeah, like that I didn't do for MTV over there. Like I was still walking Roscoe's and shit when I was on MTV every 30 minutes. That veil of protection I used to think or feel like, you know, I'm in my I wish a motherfucker would. Not here. Not over, not today. And we talked like I had to prove that a couple times to people try to press me. Selling bootlegs out front, that was one of the few moments I felt like I was on. Like when homie, I was selling bootlegs and he's like, I know who you are. I sold your movie. Like when Walk Like a Man dropped the DVD and I saw it getting bootlegged at barbershops in the Slauson and at Roscoe's, there's certain feeling like E40 doing a song with me, Q-Tip telling me that he thought I was dope. Motherfucker selling my ghetto movie. Like if you know me, you know I'm a fan of ghetto movies. Like I love hood movies. Baller Blocking by Cash Money, all the Master P movies, every Tyler Perry play musical when they were just musicals live from on stage and movie. Like mwah. Hood cinema. Shout out to the homegirl Pookie Blow. Like I told her about I made a movie called Mondaze. That's ghetto cinema, not the finest. I prefer Walk Like a Man, I think. But I took her on a trip to Ground Waves in Oklahoma, and we were eating at the airport, and she was like, "Yo," talking about Tubi. If you haven't checked out Tubi, check out the independent black cinema on Tubi, or download the American New Network by Dave and Dash, just to see fine hood cinema. And when I told Pookie that I had a movie on Tubi, it was like I could have told her I was in rotation on Power 106, like on a major radio station. She has the same love for it as for ghetto movies as I do, or I used to. I can't really watch many now. But having my, like the bootleg dude, like, oh yeah, man. Like out in front of Chef Maryland's. I haven't been to Chef Maryland's in years, but Chef Maryland's, and it's like, I'm an old school vegetarian vegan, so like, I used to eat at Chef Maryland's and certain other, other soul food places. And then the homies that worked there be like, nah, yeah, we put turkey in the greens. I was like, damn. But Chef Maryland's used to have a bootleg dude out front, and I'll never forget this fool. He's trying to sell me. Tyrese had just dropped his movie, Annapolis. And I was about to buy it. He was trying to sell me. I said, I seen that. I was like, I was thinking about this one. Yeah, and he said, you ain't got that. I just saw the new Tyrese movie. It's good. I'm like, which Tyrese movie? He said, I saw it. He said, I saw it. I know it. I was like, is it good? The new Tyrese movie? I was thinking about that. Is it good? He said, yeah, man, I seen it. It's good. You ain't seen Annapolis? I said, my nigga. Annapolis? I didn't say it to her. I was like, this means I know your ass ain't seen it because I know they say the words Annapolis in there. You would know that it's not called Annapolis. And I said, okay, I'm done. Another one of my homies, we was on Santa Monica Promenade, and Keanu, he's in the mix of my stream of conscious right now. It's coming up a lot. Keanu had just dropped, and I'm talking like a black word. Keanu just dropped. The movie Johnny Mnemonic had just came out. We were on the promenade, hanging out like we used to, and he was like, cuz, we should go see Johnny Mnemonic, cuz. Let's go see Johnny Mnemonic. I couldn't. You know, and like, it was like that same night he told me, like, you know, you gotta see how the devil be fucking with us, cuz, you know, Monday, money day, cuz, Monday. So, like, oh man. I don't know if y'all seen the In Living Color skits. Like, it was like that.
First of all, we must internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian proximity in order to further segregate the crux of my venereal infection.
Speaking like Roscoe's Inglewood, going to jail in Inglewood, like that day in England, or whatever day, whole day I spent night and day I spent in Inglewood, holding cell. So many like ghetto scholars. Like, what you got, homie? Okay, yeah, did about like dude going around that room like, okay, yeah, they're gonna give you time served with a 10 to 2 and a blah blah blah. And you're gonna do a 5 to 9 with a blah 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 with a blah 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 with a representation of blah blah blah. You know, they might extradite with a blah blah blah. Motherfuckers know, or that's a misdemeanor. It's penal code blah 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 blah. Actual penal codes, motherfuckers are reciting. Motherfuckers that I'm sure have no high school education. It is a fucking trip, bro. But yeah, like Johnny Mnemonic, Annapolis, just hood thing. But having my DVD for sale out there, it was a moment for me. And he knew me from not like, he had watched it, not like I said my name is Murs. He's like, hey, don't trip, bro. I might have your movie in here. I'm like, what you mean? And he's like, you know, walk like a man. I said, holy, I said, sell. I was like, cuz sell all of that. Like, please. Like, I know what I need for to get the black vote, or, you know, just getting my music out there and my art out there to black people without having to pander. You can't buy the streets, bro. You can never buy the streets. You could buy them for a second, but you can't buy them for life. And rappers have tried to buy the streets. They have tried to buy a fan base. It doesn't usually work. There has to be some real work done at some point, and somebody has to authentically identify. You can kind of even buy mainstream success, but buying the streets, nah. So I was like, yo, this is the best way to like, yeah, like I didn't make a hood movie. Like, you know, Walk Like a Man was my tale on like why people shouldn't shoot other people in my community. And if you can sell that movie to as many people as possible, and I don't have to like put naked women in there and a twerk contest and all the stuff that's really not me, or, you know, gangbanging and like, you know, I really was grateful for that. If this bitch don't quit talking shit, like I've been in Roscoe's and like, you know, I swear, you know, growing up, I didn't go to Roscoe's on Friday nights because every high school knucklehead in the world be there, and all those are all, especially the women. Dudes usually left me alone if they were like the real gangsters. Always left me alone. We talked about that last week. Like leave weird cuz alone, and like the trendy G's, I was never really concerned with. But being at Roscoe's on a Friday night, you know, is in my neighborhood, but my neighborhood does have enemies, so it used to go down like different gangs, you know, because the bad bitches is at Roscoe, so everybody wants to go there on Friday night in the 90s. So I was like, I'm good. I went like once or twice, and I wasn't really into chicken, and you know, or like that. I was starting to get my vegetarian shit, so I was like, it's not that good. I don't want to get shot over. I can come here on Saturday morning. It's right down the street, you know. But Friday nights I was But if you're, you know, attractive, younger black woman, that's where you're going to go, even older. So I'll be in there in my hair. So like I've said before on this podcast, in this era, some black women took super offense to my hair. I don't know what it was. If I walked in a nail shop to get my mama or something, or was somewhere, bruh, the dirtiest looks came from black women. Like, why the fuck do you think that's okay? So I would be in there and motherfuckers be talking shit. And it's a girl, so I'm not gonna say nothing. But more than a few times in my life, what I've done is like, and I probably learned this from Slug, he would do it for random people. I've seen him do it, just pay for people's meal. But I would pay for their meal on the way out. Or when I had the Benz, I would pull up outside and the whole demeanor would switch. Like, oh. And I was like, no, keep that same energy. But I remember doing something like that. We talked about on a podcast when dude tried to rob me, and I had to call the homies to pull up with the burner. My manager was out there, and we was at Roscoe's, and the homie started shooting. He started running, and I was like, we good? And he's like, you don't know that? And I'm like, I definitely know that. And then the little homies ran around the corner like, well, you were Murs, you good, cuz. Like, chill. You good, bro. It's just, the homies was shooting at, it was a girl that we know shooting at another dude that we know over a dice game. Cause I could tell from where the gunshots came from, it was like, the enemies ain't right. They'll catch you on that's not where, if you're the enemy, you know you're not going to make it out of that street because it T-bones, there's not an out on that street. Ghetto strategic, ghetto warfare shit. So tactics, so instantly I knew like, okay, this, it couldn't be the enemies because if they, they're going to have to, they wouldn't go into a death trap like that. Cause that's the thing too, this war has been going on so long that even the enemies know which streets to hit the opposition on. Like they know, rivals know which the enemy hood layout. Like, what else I was talking about? But yeah, that's just like the little homies tripping. That's the mid-city living. Like, it was just getting so, is cumbersome the right word? Like watching motherfuckers continue to hold unnecessary grudges and take lives unnecessarily. And it was really getting tired for me. Like, bro, I'm not trying to play no rap shit with, like, especially like when I'm beefing with motherfuckers in backpack rap, bro, I'm like, you really, really, really don't want it, bro. Leave me alone. It had got to the point where I had to run up on motherfuckers that I used to be fans of and be like, hey, check this out, bro. If I hear you say anything or you dare make a record, I will knock your whole fucking head off. In front of their supposedly street homies. I was like, I don't care who you know, motherfucker. You better fucking not. Like, I was so like, bro, like, it's like ant with a sledgehammer, bro. Like, if I gotta come over here and tell your dumb ass something, like, I'm not you. I grew up on your music. I'm a fan of your music, but I am not you, bro. All my friends are really outside, and I'm really outside, bro. I'm not a rapper like that, bro. I love the art, but I'm like a little street kid, bro. Like I really had to get it out the dirt. Like I didn't get signed and then go indie, bro. Like I was selling weed to fund my rap career. Like my mom didn't invest in my fucking record label, bro. I didn't get to record at the fucking house. I paid my rent with fucking weed money until my rap money could do it. I was really, like taking ounces back and forth on the ground. Leave me the fuck alone, bro. We are not the same. I make abstract or whatever left of center art, but I'm not I'm a weirdo, but I'm not a weirdo, bro. Like, I don't know how to put it. It's like, I would, book people for paid dues and like told my partner, like, look, leave that room open. Don't book anybody in this backstage dressing room. And when such and such get here, tell him he has to settle with me and in that room and then lock the door. And dude was like, it came to me like, hey, man, he told me, I was like, look, my nigga, like, don't stop playing with me, bro. Don't say my fucking name. I won't say yours. I paid you to be here because I'm a fan. But the shit I'm hearing from the left and the right, and I'm knowing your demeanor, and as somebody, rest in peace to Saphir, somebody at Saphir told me, like, when he told me it validated, because Saphir, I've talked about him on this podcast, very, like, he's more like me, like, more hood than his music would let on. And there are a couple people I met like that. I won't out anyone else, but, and we all have a circle where, like, we understand each other. And when he told me that he also thought this dude was a coward, it's the first time I ever heard a grown man call another grown man, oh, what? That nigga? He's a fucking coward, blood. It told me so many stories. I was like, I knew it. I felt so validated and seen. And this coward continued to be a coward up until I had to be like, look, brother, this is it. Don't you ever again, or if it is like that, if you really like that, this is my festival. Security is good. They're going to lock that door and we could just get it all out our system in this room, bro. If not, let this be the last time I have to talk to you. Because at the same time, like, once I had somebody print something in a magazine about me and the homies caught him. Like, there are people who love me that don't play rap shit. And that's kind of how I ended the verse on Roscoe.
I hear shots in the distance, the little homies tripping, that's that mid-city living. They got that heavy artillery, but on the real, all this gang shit is killing me. Chaos, calamity, extreme insanities, communities collapse, destruction of families. I'm from a whole nother planet, see, guess that's why these rap niggas ain't understanding me. I'm from the hood with a couple dead homies. You tripping off this rap shit, you really don't know me.
And it got so, like, tiring, bro. Like, I don't like to be at odds with black people, especially. I don't like to be at odds with anyone because I know that I don't have a lot of sense. It doesn't mean I'm gonna win, but I get worked up and can't live with myself sometimes if I let myself get worked up there. I lose sleep because I'm like, I don't believe I let you get away with that. It's really challenging. It still is really challenging me. It's a day-to-day thing to start to be non-confrontational. Not because I don't want to. I'm not always going to win, but that's back to the 1 year anniversary. Savon said, like, I'm definitely going to fight, though. I'm definitely going to fight. That was Live from Roscoe. Live from Roscoe. This podcast, like, some days I get tired of, like, sorry we've been late, but some days I just can't listen to my voice anymore, especially since I got this job for UMG doing the Monday stream. Monday's hosted by Murs. Like, I get tired of hearing myself talk. And so I edit each of these with Rob, and he sends me the approval. And sometimes Rob will get it done quickly, and I want to get it up on Patreon so y'all can get it early. But I'm just like, I'm tired of hearing myself talk. But I also want to thank you all for listening because this is so therapeutic. This past week, I really thought about, like, getting a therapist again. And this helps me. For black men in America, and I hate to put my business out there, but it's maybe obvious. I live in California. The median income is $100K or whatever for the average. Just to basically, I think, to survive like a regular life. So I make over $100K a year. But for black men with a high school education, and maybe a little bit of college, or maybe not quite a high school, like a GED equivalent, only 2% of black men in America make over 100K. I don't have a lot of people that I can talk to that can relate to both sides. There are a lot of middle class, lower middle class. I consider that lower middle class, maybe middle class families with dual income, but like a sole supporter of a family of 6 in the neighborhood I live in. That homeschools, like, I'm just going through so much shit that, and that's why, like, I just forego the fucking therapy because I'm like, you don't fucking understand. There's just not many people living what I'm living. So thank you for listening because this gives me a place to, like, breathe and, like, put it out. What does a motherfucker say? Capadonna. Every other day I have a by myself meeting. I spark the mic and challenge, spark the methical every evening. I have a by myself meeting, thinking who's gonna be the next to catch a beating from my mental slang and bitch and rap twist upon the warfare. I brutalize all competition, catch hell here, chance them. That's what they said, threw up a ransom. I jacked it, stripped the beat naked and packed it. Give me my awards. Speaking of which, West Coast Cinderella was inspired. There's a song on Bulletproof Wallets. They're telling a story on Bulletproof Wallets. And I remember we had, back when I used to get the free downloads from chat rooms on AOL, the homie hooked me up with the Bulletproof Wallets, the original. There's songs and samples that didn't get cleared. I love it better than the one. The Bulletproof Wallets that came out is really great, but that Bulletproof Wallets before it went through sample clearance issues or whatever, was a fucking classic. I have to maybe scour the internet. Or, like now they probably reissued. I need to do a remaster. It gets overshadowed, but Bulletproof Wallace was one of those ones.
This is Pam Jerky Mother House. The same shit going on at her brother house.
You know Mooney's only $1.05 wet. He only had 200 hours worth of shit, and the kids tore his ass up. The C's had a huddle up, FSI for him. The funny shit when bow-legged Kiki hopped on him. Jumped on him, pigeon-toed Mookie poured die on him. You should have seen his motherfucker's face crying, half dying. They stuck a fork through his nuts. The little girl was happy, she picked her brother up. Quick, pick the window up, Mooney overheard. Right before they threw him out, the nigga said, word? On the count of 3, he landed right in front of the first floor balcony.
That definitely inspired West Coast Cinderella. There's not a better Ghost and Ray, but Ghost telling stories, man. I'm glad he's starting to get his flowers for that. Man, we're getting to Love and Rockets 1. Imagine that. In between Love and Rockets 1, there was and Norris for President around this time, there was Varsity Blues 2. Bummed Out Blues has Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy on it. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that now for the wrong because I couldn't credit him.
I'm bummed again. I always seem to find myself feeling like we're old friends. Now I'm numb. I've succumbed to the rude attitudes of bums. All the chaps who flap their little gums to get me bummed.
What's up, old friend? Looks like it's me and you again, sucking on this cigarette while I'm sipping on this hand. It's been a minute since we kicked it. I admit it's not always the best conditions that I get a chance to kick it with you. But here we are, sitting in my car, down on our luck, looking up at the stars.
And he just gave that to me because we had a mutual friend, and Jensen Karp. Via him, I went to a art show. Jensen had an art gallery called Gallery 1988 that was next door to Golden Apple on Melrose. And when I would go get my comics, I stumbled in there. Jensen used to be a rapper named Hot Carl who won the Power 106 roll call battles, got signed Jimmy Iovine, and heard it. I think that's how it goes. He has a book called Kanye West Owes Me $300. I think he talks about it in there. So if I'm fucking up the story, sorry, Jensen, but y'all can fact check it.
Collabo, asshole, you can't talk. Wanna make it gutter? I can throw you off the sidewalk. Why you talking shit, kid? You know nothing about me. I'm another bad creation, like Michael Bivins found me. You doubt me? Come on, all your lyrics are absurd and stupid like J-Lo spitting the N-word. Cause as far as getting violent, I don't really go there. But test me lyrically and I'll get gangsta out of nowhere. Just point them out and I'm down to go get them. Cause most rappers say stupider lines than Ralph Wiggum. And continually flow the same style that's all boring. Well, I kick shit that's sick like Alonzo Mourning. I'm still not sure why other rappers keep trying it. They're like Michael Jackson's new album. I'm not buying it. Keep denying it.
White, I believe Jewish kid, West LA, I think Beverly Hills, Beverly Wood kid, won this battle against all of LA and got signed. And then it was him and Eminem, the two white rappers, signed at around the same time. And we all know how that went. But he had a huge advance, and I think he took some of the money and invested it. Eventually opened this art gallery. But, he got to do songs like DJ Quick, Kanye West. Like, I don't know if the Hot Carl album ever dropped, but it was Hot Carl, which I think is like a whatever for shitting on somebody or something, sexual something. Anyway, Hot Carl used at art shows. I bought this amazing Sex in the City piece in one of his art shows. Murs in the Nova Express album, I think, dropped around here. I tried to put together a crew that didn't really work. Nova Express was one of the first coffee shops, like modern day coffee shops in the 90s on Fairfax. It was like a little bohemian, like had blacklight. Man, you had blacklight anything, gosh, raise your hand if you had a blacklight Kareem Campbell skateboard. Like blacklight was so cool. I had one in my little fucking rat's nest at the fucking outhouse. That was a warehouse we all lived in as living legends. And I like, blacklight up there, so cool. And I didn't even stop smoking weed by then, but it's still cool. But it was somewhere you can go get I could go get a tea and you could still smoke, and I could smoke a beanie and like relax and have a tea and write rhymes and like be in this bohemian like outer space UFO. That's when Dr. York was teaching us about the aliens coming to pick us up, and Nibiru and the fucking Riskians and the fucking I can't think of the name, Ashtar Federation. All these fucking aliens are supposed to come pick us up. So I was really into aliens. And the Nova Express Cafe had like vegetarian options and all these yogi teas and shit. So early 90s, it was a gym. So I named the album. But anyway, this guy, Greg Simpkins, Crayola, I bought a print and asked Jensen, his manager, if I could make that an album cover. I bought this Sex and the City piece that was Carrie and standing in front of New York City, and then below her was a closet, but it was painted on metal so that you can change her dress every day. And it's like gaudy pink, old school picture frame. I forgot who painted it, but I bought that. So I was buying like art pieces. Like it was like an $800, $900 piece, maybe $1,200 piece. And then what's the famous cuz from Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy had a show with Travie McCoy, and me and Travie had become friends around this time. Shout out to Trav. He did this Mickey Mouse piece. They called it something Stay Alive or something like that. And it was dope. Him and Pete painted the paintings together. So I bought one of those pieces from him. But and this one, Jensen hooked it up for me to do. I think it's like me, Joe Budden, and I forget who else is on the song. I keep forgetting. I think 88 Keys. He asked me for a verse, and then I got to shit on Warner for trying to shelf me.
The trial and error, attempting to fail. Shot for the stars, landed 2 steps from hell. The record labels told me a star, they would mold me. My independent fans just turned their backs on me. Unholy, the devil's game. You gotta play it to attain a certain level of fame. I played it, but not for the adoration. I wanted my record to be added to the station. Now they saying that I ain't got a radio hit, cause I won't scream and yell the same bullshit. But Moskowitz ain't the end all be all. They scared cause the industry sales is in the free fall. They saying kids ain't buying records no more. These rappers ain't making real records no more. Fans check scans now, nobody stands out. $1 billion corporations standing with their hands out. Wait for money, these stimulating dummies just laugh as another dream runs away from me. They wait for money, these motherfucking dummies laugh as my only dream runs away from me.
But he also gave me a beat that Patrick did and sung the hook. And I was like, oh man. So Varsity Blues 2 also has an Aesop Rock beat for that shit was dope to me. And we were on tour for, was it Murs for President? It wasn't Murs for President, but it was a bus tour that I did. I did a bus tour, a Road to Pay Dues tour. Oh my God, I guess maybe I didn't have an album out. The first Road to Pay Dues tour in between Murs for President and Fornever. Fuck, I don't know. Maybe I just did a tour. And it was me, Absol, Whole Wheat Bread, and I believe Tabby Bonet.
The road to pay dues continues. Absol, the Bakers, man. Whole Wheat Bread. D Rich holding the camera. We in Philly right now. Show is alright, you know what I'm saying? Alright. So, we figured that we just give y'all a little something extra rock hours, you know what I'm saying? Put you on a little swag. Shout out to the homie Domino Cash, too.
Yeah, I guess I had 3 openers. But Whole Wheat Bread also played with me. Tabby was direct support. Absol, then I believe it was Ab, then Tab. Oh man, but we shot a video and a homie D Rich, Daryl Richardson. Yeah, because I was trying to make Pay Dues a destination festival. So as part of my marketing scheme was to give out tickets. If people could show me that they bought plane tickets to come to LA for Pay Dues, I would give them free tickets to Pay Dues. Because I wanted to make a destination. Because by now my partner had finally had to admit that the nationwide touring for the festival was going to work. And I was like, Lollapalooza, Coachella, these festivals are destination festivals. People will come to Southern California if you give them a reason to, and hip hop is a good reason to. We're losing money doing East Coast, even East Coast West, because I don't want to do Pay Dues in New York. I don't want to do Pay Dues anywhere even the Bay, which was dope. I just want to do it in LA and have everybody come. So if I can encourage people by giving them free tickets, so that's what this was for. The Road to Pay Dues was using my momentum as a solo artist to also bring light to pay dues. We were coming to this country called Canada. They stopped us at the border. 4 a.m. They told us, get your shit together. Made up some bullshit that we never heard of. So then we had to go back to some border town for 8 hours. After they kept us there 2 hours. And we came back and got the cool shift. And they let us through. No problems. That took about 2 hours. So 12 hours to get into Canada.
Yeah, it's sitting on the floor, bro.
Sitting on the GD floor. So I'm trying to narrow down the stories because there's so many stories that come along with that. But D Rich was he was from Jacksonville, I believe, and so was Hoey Bread. And I just hired him to come take photos of the whole tour and to do the promo photos for it. And then I found I could do videos. So we were in New Orleans, this is post-Katrina, and there was a Six Flags there that had never, and this is part like, not only like I'm like, I'll slap a motherfucker, I'll fight a motherfucker, like the black jackass shit. Like the first time was like me and Legends drove somewhere on a tour like 96, 97. Like we pulled over on the 5 and there's like these little drainage ditches. And I'm like, I bet I could jump that. And they're like, I'll give Mercer, everybody put in money. And I tried to jump over and I did it. First time we did a show in Tucson, we got flown out. The dude took us to his apartment complex and they're like, Merce, Grouch, like, I dare you to jump off the second story into the pool. I did it for $50 because I needed money and like those are the type of things like someone lucky, like I slapped this dude for $25. Hop in the pool and just body slam that dude. Whatever, hustler. But that also just that, I'm a latchkey kid. Like a lot of us are like that. I don't think I'm that special. It's doing stupid shit, man. I got in trouble. I left my kid. I was doing somebody called me for a conference call in the midst of me watching the kids, but they were in the backyard. I let them, I met a mom recently dropping my kids off. I'm in homeschool circuit, so I'm in homeschool mom. I was like, yeah, like, so our kids don't have cell phones. And I'm like, man, I'm scared to let them go to the skate park because, there's no payphones. She's like, duh, everybody has a cell phone. Like my kid was riding a scooter, bust his ass. People actually stopped to help him. And then he was able to call me from someone else's phone because everybody has a phone. Even other kids have phones. So if your kid doesn't have a phone, don't be scared. So I'm like, yeah, we got to let kids like kind of grow up like we did. So like, but then they painted on the wall and my wife's like into the artsy fartsy shit. I don't know. I'm like, oh, they're in the backyard. Like they playing with sticks. They, like don't fucking stab each other with a screwdriver, which has happened. But they painted on the wall. I got in trouble with the paint that doesn't quite wash off on our brick wall in the backyard. But led by the eldest, of course. Any hoodle, Six Flags. Motherfuckers told me about it after the show. I was like, I'm shooting the video for Varsity Blues 2, the A$AP Rock video. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, people have been sneaking in. They're still like, the animals that were in there were never, like, no one went in there to clean them up. There's crocodiles running around. Should not have been in there. I'm like, oh, yes. I don't know if this is before or after Zombieland came out, the movie, but I'm like, I'm fucking in. I had the bus driver pull up, drop us off. We snuck through a hole in the fence. I walked to the top of the wooden roller coaster. And Daryl did not get the shot to show that shit was scary as fuck. Everything's covered in water. People stay there, and it's already the swamp. It's already New Orleans. So yes, the gators like is a real thing, bro. Like it was like the apocalypse. Like there's a water park that you drive by going to Vegas from LA. I've been trying to get in there for years, but now it's like all like, the documented with drones and all kind of shit. But back in the day in the 90s, I was like, I always wanted to shoot something there. And I never got the chance to. Now I'm like, yes, abandoned Six Flags. I am there. And it didn't, that song, I was like, A$AP Rock produced it because it was something a beat he gave us for Felt 3. And I wrote to it and asked him, could I keep it? Ian's such a good dude. He gave it to me. And I don't know why motherfuckers don't like me over A$AP Rock beats. One of my favorite producers, one of my favorite rappers, one of my favorite humans. I love that dude. And then I shot an ill video for it in black and white and in a band. And it's still, I don't know, man. It just wasn't. It's kind of like reaching Black America, inner city Black America, just not for me. Also, but like if I was on the East Coast, if I grew up with this type of rap, like I meet black people in Atlanta and North Carolina that fuck with me because they came towards my music through Little Brother. But I had been born in I got to go to HBCU when I was born in Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, somewhere. I'd be on. I'd have a hell of a fan base. LOL, I beat J. Cole. Yeah. So that was Varsity Blues 3. I didn't even go through them. I didn't know we were going to get to that. And then the walk band I had with me was Whole Wheat Bread. I just said, fuck it, we're going to do an album. Even when I left Warner Brothers, I'm like, I'm fucking going to do this fucking punk album, pop punk. Still trying to figure out if I regret that or not. But we were doing covers of Bulls on Parade. I had never heard that song, just like in passing. I never heard a Rage Against the Machine album or song until my partner took us to Coachella and was like, before everybody knew, I booked Rage Against the Machine for Rock the Bells. I was like, holy shit, but they're going to do Coachella. We're just going to go check the band out. You should go. This is a big deal for LA. I was like, not my LA, but we talked about it last week. LA has a bunch of different sides, and where I'm from, Rage Against the Machine did not matter at all. So I was like, all right. It was cool to see people freak out. And then, of course, the Whole Wheat Bread, they're from Jacksonville. So people ask me why I'm a Jags fan. That's another reason. Being a Florida Gators fan, my brother going to UF, and then me meeting these dudes. Shout out to Will Frazier, who not the original bass player, but took over playing bass, and he has been to a couple Jags games with me. And every night they would go Duval on Joe the drummer. Yeah, man. This is, I could tell stories for days about Whole Wheat Bread, but if you like pop punk, it's like black pop punk.
What up, though? It's Murs. Hey, yeah, I heard you got a band or some shit. I fuck them. I really don't give a fuck, man. You put together this group of like late 80s or, you know what I'm saying, wannabe rock stars, man, and I'm in this motherfucker with the real deal. I got Whole Wheat Bread with me, and this is how we do shit. Let's go!
I'm a pimp, what you mean? You can't tell, you can't see. What you blind, you can't smell. Are you deaf? What the hell? All these hoes steady on the phone, blowing up my cell.
Our album's called The Invincibles. It's on YouTube. Whole Wheat Bread and Murs, The Invincibles. But they were a black pop punk, kind of pop punk band, and we made a record, and we would do covers of Bulls on Parade, which I guess people found offensive. We did it man, it was like crickets, bro. Like, you don't, it's like the time I did Mi Corazon at Psycho de Mayo, and it was crickets. And then I had to be like, oh, y'all don't like, I literally said it to the mic. I think we talked about the podcast, but if we haven't, like, I said it to the mic, like, after the song, so I was like, oh, y'all don't like it when I try to speak Spanish? I guess it's kind of like when y'all say nigga, huh? And no one laughed. It was even more crickets. And then Encrypt, shout out to her, wonderful photographer, follower, ENKRYPT, Los Angeles. Encrypt was like, I was like, she'll forever be my nigga for that. I love her. And she's a Latina. But, oh, man. Oh, I love that. But, yeah, when I did Bulls and Parade, we ended this tour, Roll with Pay Dues, at Pay Dues, of course. And I was opening for E40 going on towards the end of the stage. I think that was the year we had Black Hippie. We had Black Star. E40 was one of my favorite years, probably my favorite year, Pay Dues. And Shock G, Lil B, that was a fucking year. I think Nipsey, but I don't know. I think that's the year Nipsey showed up. But man, we did Bulls on Parade, and my partner is a huge Rage Against the Machine fan, and his whole staff, and they just looked, they had the worst faces. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this song or this band, respectfully. Like, it has no weight, but I guess like I did something that like you don't touch the classics. I thought we killed it. And we did Bust a Move and It Takes Two. We did covers of those.
We're the Invincibles, and we'd like to dedicate this song to our good friend Marvin Young. How you doing, buddy? We miss you. We want you to come back to the bar and take Jaeger shots with us like you used to. It's just not the same without you. This is a jam for all the fellas trying to do what those ladies tell them. Get shot down cause you're overzealous. Play hard to get and females get jealous. Okay, smarty, go to a party. Girls are scantily clad and showing body. A chick walks by and you wish you could sex her, but you're standing on the wall like he was Poindexter. Next stage function, high class luncheon. Food is served and you're stone cold munching. Music comes on, people start to dance, but you ate so much you nearly split your pants. A girl starts walking, guy starts stalking, sits down next to you and starts talking. Says she wants to dance cause she likes the groove, so come on fat ass and just bust the move.
Which I thought was fun. I love doing covers of rap songs, and if I could find a profession after this, if I could like live in Hawaii or on Tahiti or somewhere and just do rap covers in a bar, that'd be my dream, bro. Cause More Music, Less Me is the name of my autobiography, thanks to a sound woman at Slim's in San Francisco. I was doing sound. My trick for anyone who knows mixing, like I don't like a lot of my voice in the monitors. I hate hearing my voice. Like I don't like to be the center of attention. I don't like performing. I don't like to hear my voice in the monitors. And to me, it's more punk rock. Like it makes me scream harder. It makes it, it's just how I like it. So more beat and less me, because I just want to hear the music. That's what gets me hyped during a performance. That's what gets me over the fact that I don't like to perform, is that I'm just having fun with hip hop, which I love, the music, the actual music. But I was at sound check and I was like, more music, less me. And she stopped. She said, no one ever says that. Sound men are always like, are great, because that makes it's a very little chance of feedback then. You feedback, especially when the monitor, we have too much of your own vocal in the monitor. That's why a lot of rappers use in-ears. And also because singers, frontmen in bands, there's a lot of ego and you want to hear yourself and blah, blah, blah. And it also helps to harmonize. But rappers, you don't need to harmonize. Some people think it saves your voice. It may. Knock on wood, but I'm good, and I never have a lot of my vocals in the monitors. But knock on wood, do it. Be safe. Err on the side of caution. Shout out to Idea and Abilities, the first people I know to wear earplugs on stage before we could afford in-ears.
Hold on a second, everybody. Yo, DJ Abilities, what you gonna do? Add me to the mix to get E&A crew, and we well, why don't you go ahead and give a taste of what you got? Man, you killing it, I'm feeling it, you feeling it. We dealing with the cerebellum, swelling sonic, surfing with snare, snap, psycho with syllables, insane with a scratch. My DJ is with me and we ready to get busy.
Let's start it like
Idea and Abilities is coming through to represent the rhyming and the cutting, never hesitant to give us something better than the prettier. We was like a beanie, right? And the hungry rappers, we can type with one trick, like a meanie, and they coexist. Immediately, everyone is social. When we come to media, we never say, hope you get the message when you call the play with whether it's a mediocre metal to you go man a demonstration. So, we'd like to thank y'all for checking out the show. And if you don't know by now, you never know. Some images, but we be pro. Yeah.
God, I miss Mikey. Never fails, y'all. One thing that'll get me on this podcast is Michael Larson, bro. Whew. Take a minute. Yeah. What a special dude, man. But yeah, the sound one was like, More Music, Less Me. That should be the name of your autobiography if you ever do one. And yeah, that's it. So doing those covers on the Murs President tour, I think we recorded them. And then the producer tripped out about being paid and we never got to put out the record. And I still want to put it out on streaming platforms. We did a song about soccer. I tried to get Grouch to do a verse on there. Some Grouch is living in Maui and our relationship wasn't the best. And I was like, yo, like, I don't know if I'll get canceled for saying this, but like when we first did the tour in 96, we were going to Groningen, Holland. And we were living basically in the projects as one of the members of this group called the Zombie Squad. And I don't know why me and Grouch were arguing. We always argue. We always fought. Always. And arguing about soccer. And I was like, man, soccer is for Mexicans and the derogatory term for homosexual. And I was like, and he was like, what? And then the black dude in Zombie Squad was like, bro, my brother's the toughest dude from our hood. And he's in jail, I think, for something ill. And he's like, and he's the best soccer player I ever met. And that's like me getting schooled to the world, like me opening it up, becoming less ignorant, less, ghetto. Someone also talking about the term ghetto. They're like, Paris Hilton's ghetto because she only has one frame of mind. Like she only knows privilege and luxury. That's what ghetto means. Don't let people tell you that ghetto means poor. Like it could be just like, that's another meaning of ghetto. And I was ghetto. Like all I knew was, like I tell you, like I didn't have music. I didn't hear the Beatles, until I met Mikey. He was the first person, you gotta listen to the Beatles. I wouldn't know Sublime if it wasn't for fucking VH1. Like, I was, like, that was just a very black, experience. I won't call it ghetto, but a very black experience. And so I was like, oh, okay. So he opened, but still me and Grouch kept arguing about it. We ended up fighting on that guy's floor, like tussling on that guy's floor. We got back to to his apartment because the ignorant soccer argument went all the way there. So when I finally fell in love with soccer, me and Eli were forced, we did the 3MG record, found out there was only 4 channels in London. And I was like, what the fuck? I don't know if we did a 3MG Grand Caravan podcast, but we were stuck in Billericay, fuck place that they said was close to London before Airbnb. We were forced to watch 4 channels, and only sports that were on were the Euro Cup and Wimbledon. And I fell in love with soccer. I think it was either Greece or somebody, like some team like got to the finals. It wasn't, and then Zidane fucking headbutted, like it was dope. It was just a dope. I was like, all right, soccer is it. So then I was like, I want to prevent more ignorance, like still trying to foolishly reach out to Black America. Now I'm in a black pop punk band. We're going to do a song about soccer because World Cup's coming up. I'm excited, and not enough Black people were excited about it. So we did a song, and I was like, can I kick it? And I was like, so I learned like from other people, like, oh, you steal or take from something recently and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, Q-Tip said I was dope. Hopefully you won't get mad if I do Can I Kick It? And I sent it to Grouch, and Grouch never sent me the verse. And he told me he regretted it later, but I don't know if it was because we were still mad at each other or whatever, but that was my first olive branch.
How come we always gotta play basketball and dribble up and down that court? While all around the world they playing soccer, y'all. It's time for a brand new sport. So here's what we doing, y'all. I'll explain the rules to y'all. You can't do nothing with your hands at all. Now you can use your head, but look, don't lose your head, cause you might get a yellow card or even a red. Come on, the UK's playing, Brazil they playing, Africa to Panama, they know what I'm saying. Black kids playing, white kids playing. They thought it'd never catch on, but now the whole world's saying, can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? But don't use your hands. Right foot, left foot. You kick it, then you pass it. Left foot, right foot. You move right past the right foot, left foot. You going for the goal.
Like the beginning of these hands, like there was a lot of healing that had to happen between me and Grouch, and a lot of trauma we both had to go through. When I was going through my divorce, he was going through, I don't know if his divorce or just something similar, and we really, really bonded. And I can't say how much I love and respect that man.
These hands, motherfucker, these hands built this from the ground up with a foolproof plan. These hands, motherfucker, these hands built this from the ground up with a foolproof plan. These hands, motherfucker, these hands built this from the ground up with a foolproof plan. These hands, motherfucker, these hands built this from the ground up with a foolproof plan.
Snapping, clapping, slapping, smacking. Wait till I get these hands in action. Unhand your girl, I hand you a napkin to wipe your tears, cause your Mac is slacking.
They told me put my hands on the hood. I put my hands in the air and I threw up my hood. These hands ain't never.
Like I get so intricate on shit. As you guys watch Daddytron, there's so much shit that'll probably go over your head. Like, so I'm buying clothes that match different lyrics and shooting in certain places. Like, I'm just very intricate because I'm a comic book nerd. Like, everything has to have its right place in the lore, and you know.
Just waking up and my mama on that same old eating cold pizza out the fridge. It's a day, yo. I don't care cause I'm packed up to roll out. Me and my friends for 2 weeks, we going all out. We on a road trip, hopped up in the old whip, headed out to Florida for the summer solstice. Got pulled over by the pigs down in Texas. I got weed and a gun, I hope they don't arrest us. Say it never ends, I'll be there tomorrow. Blazing the way you're not dead. Duval to LA, it's all one road to follow. Blazing the way you're not dead. I'm on the I-10, windows down, flying. Just left Venice Beach High, me and my friends. Mid-city bound, repping that underground. Ask anybody in the streets, we don't fuck around. Hey young man, what are you doing? I'm moving at lifetime speed.
The song called I-10, or it's like, because Duval is the last stop on I-10, LA is the first stop, or Duval is the first stop, Jacksonville to LA. And all these stories, I name every state or city, like a lot of cities in between on I-10. So Duval to LA is called I-10. We shot at the skate park. There's a video for that. My fans were not feeling it. And we tried to do a couple of my songs with them playing it. It comes off better when I do my songs with Neighborhood Orchestra.
Hey, blood. Since it's a sinister mob, you wanna throw down my name to finish the job. They wanna bury me because they scared of me. And best believe these motherfuckers ain't prepared for me. Verily, verily, I say unto thee, let go of the hate if you won't be free. Look, rest in peace, Sean P. I'm something like Don D, sipping Don P. Shout out to Don Pay. And if you won't play, I let the AK spray. I don't speak patois, keep running your mouth and I'ma tap that jaw. The dreadlocks fool you, I shoot like with the ruler, leave a clip of your medulla. I'm Tarantino for my people, intellectually violent, no comparison to equal. My vocabulary lethal, injecting earphones with a baritone needle. If you hungry, I will feed you, the knowledge no cost, if you lost then I will lead you.
But like, yeah, I think still America is not ready for black people to play instruments anymore. Like a full band like that. Like you can play like the background for J. Cole. And I think we've gotten better, but it's really hard for punk, black people in punk spaces and alternatives, quote unquote alternative spaces. But it prepared me to do White Mandingos later on.
I sent my demo to the demons up at Warner Brothers. Now they say they wanna sign me, lying motherfuckers. I know I'm getting got, but shit, I need a start. I'll renegotiate once I hit the charts. But now I kick back and enjoy the ride. Spend my advance and swallow my pride. I can still be living at home, but instead I'm fucking bad bitches living on my own. Yeah. He told me sign on the line with my life. He told me that I had the time of my life.
And it was dope, man. I made friends for life in that band. Shout out to Aaron, shout out to Joe. And it's just fun, man. I love my energy on stage is punk rock, and I don't like to be on stage by myself, so it was a way for me to do that. For any of my fans that are offended or thought I was whack, and feel free to give me feedback. I'm not mad at y'all. What was it that you didn't like about it? And the album never came out, so we never really gave it a full shot, but I wanted to. Please go listen to Daddy Tron or watch it on YouTube, or just, like and as I go through these 33 videos up into Christmas Eve. And then get ready, because I got like a lot of mixes for the album. I only have problems with 1 or 2 mixes, and I'm going to probably try to get over myself, but get those approved or changed up as soon as I can, and it might be turned into vinyl. Hopefully first week in December, we'll have vinyl ready to go. Might lose a couple songs, but you'll get them on Patreon. Love y'all if nobody told you already today. Peace. 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 Thanks for listening to the Best Rapper in LA podcast. Make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing on Spotify, Apple, wherever it is. If you like the show, leave a review on Apple Music or Spotify. And to support the podcast directly, go to patreon.com/MURS316, Murs316. See y'all next week. Peace. Peace.